Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the weekly review of Sean Serak. I am Sean the Keenan Torres here, and of course, I am joined along with.
And it's your boy Serak the Mike. How are we doing this afternoon?
Man, it's a lovely day here in Tampa. It is warm.
When is it not a lovely day in Tampa?
I know, right? That's kind of the reason why I moved here because I tell everyone it's paradise. Now, granted, there's some things that aren't perfect, but there's a lot of things that are pretty good. So, I moved here for this reason, and I mean, every day is a beach day.
It's hot as honestly, it's hot as hell. Like I'm kind of annoyed how fucking hot it is.
Yeah, it's
like
how are you know how?
Listen,
it's great. It's nice weather.
I was in Chicago and I bought a lot of like beanies and cold gear that I'm kind of upset about because I can only wear it 3 weeks out of the year.
Well, I mean, that's true. But speaking of beanies and cold gear, as the people who are watching can tell, we are not in our normal location. We are actually in the Vibez location. We have been blessed to have Vibez invite us out again to their location. This is the Vibez 2 location.
That's Vibez Smoke Shop. We're over at the I don't know what area we're in. I think we're in the fucking country somewhere. I mean, I drove here. I seen a few cows and horses, and I crossed the bridge with some rivers, so I was a little concerned. But we had 9034 Progressive Boulevard in Riverview, Florida. If you ever come visit,
please do. I mean, as you can tell, looking behind us, they don't just sell pieces just for smoking. They want you to dress up in what you want to wear and what you smoke.
So while you're hitting your bong, I mean your glass pipe. While you're hitting your glass pipe with your obviously legal tobacco, you can look good while you're doing it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, support what you wear, what you use. That's what they say. That's what they say. But this is a nice location. Most smoke shops, are just glass pieces and bong. Well, see, you got me saying it.
You said it.
But for glass pieces and smoking accessories, this is their largest location here in Tampa. They have 7.
Yes.
But on this one, they have 2 sides. This is the retail side of the sells the clothing. You can't see it, but on that side, there's more clothing. It's a pretty nice little setup out here.
If you want to steal something, come after 10 o'clock because that's when they close. Did I say that out loud? I was just kidding.
You said the quiet part out loud.
You shouldn't steal, obviously, legal devices. So, anyways, what do we got on rundown today?
All right. Oh, for today's show, it's going to be a pretty, not a short show, but a shorter story show because we're going to have 2 guests join us from Vibez Smoke Shop. But before we
they do deserve a raise, by the way. They do deserve a raise. You know what I mean? Like, make sure the boss sees this. Make sure you guys get paid out here.
Yeah, hey, they do deserve something. But I ain't going to say what they deserve because, I didn't employ them. So,
Fair enough.
But with that being said, we have two top stories for the day. Of course, we're going to talk about the Brittany Griner being released from a Russian prison. And we're going to also talk about what's going on with Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, and Jerry Jones.
Jerry fucking Jones.
You didn't think that was going to come. But yes, Jerry Jones is
America's team.
And of course, we're going to have What the Florida. So let's go.
That should have got Brittany Griner out, the Dallas Cowboys. That's America's team. They should have went to the gulag and, have Zeke Elliott bust through the door and Dak Prescott grab him in the back, Michael Gallup. But yeah.
I don't think that works that way. I don't think it works quite that way,
That's true. Very true.
Yeah. It may be a little difficult, but tell me what you think about that. What do you think, before we even get into the stories, what do you think about anyone going to Russia?
Well, I mean, you'd be a dummy to go to Russia now if you're American or black. I don't know. Do they like black people in Russia? I don't.
I mean, they have black people in Russia, but I mean,
that don't play sports. Like just a citizen that's just there.
I mean, they serve in the military.
Somebody just went over there and was just like, wow, I really like this country. It's cold. It's it's cold.
I myself have no intention of going to Russia.
No, I don't either.
Before this Britney thing came about, I had no intention of going.
I've seen too many movies and I've played way too much Call of Duty to want to go to Russia. However, though,
that's what I say. When you think of Russia, don't you think of Call of Duty and the Gulag and all that?
Yeah, man, I just think of like dudes that just be outside with no shirts on in the middle of wintertime for some reason. Like fighting, like what's that dude's name? The UFC fighter, Khabib. He's not Russian, but he close enough to Russian. I seen him fight a bear, and I was just like, yo, this shit is wild. This is some wild TV.
I mean, when I think of Russia, I think of vodka, a lot of snow, and borscht. I don't even know what borscht is, but they always talk about borscht.
Borscht.
Yeah, I don't
is
even
that
know
short
what
for
it is.
abortion?
I
was just kidding. Some more. I didn't even say that.
Hey, you heard it from him, not here. Him.
Yeah, we'll get demonetized. Well, you got to make money first to get demonetized. So how about that?
There you go. That's true. That's true. So let's go ahead and get into today's first story. Let's talk about Kyrie Irving, Jerry Jones, and LeBron James.
Kyrie.
So in case you're not familiar with it, about about 2 months ago, I guess, about a couple months ago, Kyrie Irving promoted a film that was deemed anti-Semitic, and his comments were deemed anti-Semitic based off of the film. Now,
What was it called? Do you know what the film was called? Was it Schindler's Bad List?
I don't know what it is.
Joke.
Actually, if our producer could look up that would be great. But I'm not sure exactly what the name of it was. But since then, he had to go on an apology tour because he's got.
You have to.
You have to. I mean, when you make millions of dollars a year, and they stop that abruptly,
Right.
You're gonna want that faucet turned back on.
Yeah, I'm surprised like he didn't have like tour dates posted. Like, all right, Kyrie coming to your arena.
I know.
December 15th.
Opening Kanye
Apology
West
tour. Yeah. Actually, he should be thanking Kanye West right now. He should be thanking Kanye West because, I mean, if you now's the time. Listen, people, now's the time to fuck up. Because if you fuck up now, Kanye West is gonna out fuck up you. You know what I mean? If you're a celebrity, mess up now. Kanye West is gonna say something crazier that's gonna brush whatever you did under the rug.
This is you're not wrong. I mean, he makes everyone he stands next to look better because he stands next to because right now, and I'm someone who was a Kanye fan, and I listen to music, but everyone he stands next to is like, oh, you're the douchebag. I'm golden now.
Yeah,
brush my shoulders off and keep it moving.
Jesus Walks makes so much sense now. Like, I get it. He's been planning this for a while. Like he has to be because, I mean, I don't want to get too far off, but yeah, Kanye. Get it together, man.
Yeah. Anyway, but back to the story. So because of all that, he was suspended from the NBA.
Okay.
So of course, you're suspended, you're not making money. So he did what anyone who wants their job back. Hey, I'm sorry. That's what's going to happen.
He didn't even get written up. Like, usually you get a write up or a warning.
Yeah. No. They just actually, I think they spanked him so hard with COVID that he's like, no, that was your whole warning. Now you're suspended. I think that may have been the case. But moving forward, he went on his apology tour, and for weeks, the reporters have been asking LeBron James, his former teammate,
LeBron, what do you think about this?
Together, what do you think? Exactly. What do you think? And LeBron has come out and said that he believes Kyrie should be back playing basketball, doing what he loves to do. Okay, sounds like what a normal teammate would say, right?
Right, but also, I feel like Kyrie had a stint of a couple years, maybe 1 or 2 years, where he wasn't playing due to the fact that he didn't enjoy playing anymore. Well, I don't remember his exact reasoning, but I'm pretty sure before all this drama started that you were unsure if he'd be playing for the season. I mean, obviously, mental health is very important. Everybody should be able to express that and be able to take breaks without being criticized. However, you gotta be transparent in the decisions you make. Especially Kyrie. Like an apology tour, yeah, everybody has to do it. I get it, but it's you have to realize you're a star. You're arguably top 10 greatest point guards in the NBA. Like, you have more to lose than to gain. And, you got to be careful what you tweet. You got to be careful what you post. You got to be careful of pictures surfacing, apparently.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I haven't heard too much about this, but then again, I like Kyrie. He's a baller. I'm a hooper. So it's two different things. Ballers and hoopers are two different things. But, so yeah, man, I support him. I say some wild shit, so... like, I was in his position. I would have been suspended for at least.
Oh, you wouldn't have made it like the first day. Like, oh, welcome to the league. Oh, bye bye.
Yes, you said this back in 07. Bitches get money. Like, that wasn't me.
Yeah. You would have made it past the first day. You would have made the orientation. That would have been you. Like that. You would have
said. You know what you get with me, though. You know what you get with me.
And be like, oh, okay, please, no. So
what did the king say?
So he said, he said. For weeks, you reporters have been asking me repeatedly, doggedly about my views on Kyrie Irving. But you have yet to ask me not one time about Jerry Jones. The reason why he brought up Jerry Jones is because a photo has surfaced
Oh yeah,
about Jerry Jones
I seen it.
protesting the desegregation of his school and the photo is it says as a picture. They say a picture says 1,000 words.
Hmm.
Well, this picture said 1,000 words because you have black students walking into a school,
Hmm.
and you have these white students, including Jerry Jones,
Right.
picketing and saying, "No, we don't want you in here."
Right.
And that's a photo that was taken.
You think Jerry Jones was like planning his team out from that long ago? It's like, wow, you look like you got some good genes. What's your name? But what's your last name? Your son. It looks like he could be part of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm kidding. I don't want to joke. I don't mean to joke about that, but you know what I mean.
One of the worst jokes I've heard about this, but still a good joke was, oh, it's such a horrible joke. When you're a white guy and you want a whole bunch of black people to work for you and you want them in the field, you become an NFL owner
on an NFL team or any professional sport team at that matter.
Yeah.
I saw the photo, and it's tough because this is back in, I would assume, the 60s or 50s. I
I believe it was 1957. I will check it.
Right, and the reason I bring that up is a lot of times, and I seen it. He looked young, like, I don't know, maybe early teens or even maybe 10 years old. I don't know, but he probably just following the crowd. Everybody was racist back then.
Nah, not everybody.
Like, I'm sure he's done worse that hasn't been surfaced, and obviously there's no excuse for it. But what are you gonna do now? Jerry Jones is damn near 80 years old. He's gonna sell his team? No, he's not. You know what I mean? I know what it looks like, but that doesn't mean that's what it is.
Well, think about it though. Back, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe might have been 3. The NBA forced out NBA owner. I can't remember his name.
Donald Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling.
But he was racist as a kid and racist as an adult.
Yeah, but let's think about some of the things that Jerry Jones has
Right.
said in the past, though. I mean, Jerry Jones has said some pretty out there, off the wall stuff.
And then the photo makes it look even worse now.
Yeah, so I mean, you take the totality of circumstances, and it doesn't look good for Jerry. But the NFL right now is like, we're not gonna do the NBA thing and force you out. We're just gonna say, we'll just let it get swept under the rug.
Yeah, because he's one of the Dallas Cowboys is one of the most wealthy sports teams, in the world, barring the Yankees, some soccer teams, but like they can't kick him out, and I don't know, maybe he should go on an apology tour, which I feel like he'd feel awkward about. Like, I'm sorry that my baby picture surfaced and you were offended, but I by no means feel that way now. Right? Because if you want people to change, you can't chastise them for something in the past. Right? I don't know if he's done anything lately to be like, whoa,
Well,
Jerry?
I think you can chastise them about things they did in the past, because I think if you chastise a person about the things they've done in the past,
And he got a black quarterback.
They will do things to make changes in the future.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's how this country has gotten to the
Right.
point it's gotten, because we said, oh, well, look what you did to us in the 1700s or the 1800s.
Right.
Men, not just men, but women, African Americans, Asian people.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true.
the chastising is what has progressed us.
But do you think Jerry Jones is untouchable?
No one's untouchable. No, I don't think anyone's untouchable. I mean, you got billionaires who go broke every day.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
no.
You see Elon, he's starting to use a lot of people's favorites back in 2020, and the whole, Tesla, the Cybertruck, and the Twitter thing, and everything he was doing was great, and then all suddenly he bought Twitter, and it's like the real Elon is coming out. You know what I mean? Like,
I know,
God damn, this dude.
Like,
This dude's wild.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's a wild boy.
I don't know if I want to drive a car that he owes a company to. It might crash you because you black.
And
Like, my
look,
Tesla just crashed.
That's what's
myself.
funny, right? So how's this guy gonna come out, right, and talk all this stuff by Twitter and all this stuff, and he still hasn't delivered the Cybertruck?
Nope.
There's a lot of things he hasn't
Give him
delivered.
$100.
He announced the Cyber Semi, but he announced that years ago.
Cyber
So how you
Semi.
gonna re-announce something you announced years ago like it's something new? man, you need to go back to the office and
Yeah,
come out with
get
that
off
cyber
Twitter.
truck. You need something new out here.
He cleaning house. I respect it. You know, he firing people he need to fire, but like
I don't know about all that.
I've heard some stories about employees having like sleep at work. Like what the? I be like, yo, Elon, peace out with your
there's no
robot ass.
Look, I was in the military and I didn't sleep at work. Well, unless we were deployed.
We were under fire most of the time, but you know, I didn't go to sleep.
I mean, hey, exactly the point. Exactly the point. So, what do you think? What do you think about
Jerry Jones, LeBron?
Do you think? Here's my question. Do you think? Because what the question being said, the statements are being said is, LeBron James should be talking about things that are not in his sport.
But LeBron James is bigger than basketball, and that's what people need to realize. Like, yeah, it's annoying to have him in the freaking news every, you know, well, at least Sports Center news every day, even when it's not even NBA season. But he's one of those figures who has an impact greater than his actual profession. I mean, another example would be like, what's another? I don't know. I guess Dwayne Johnson. I mean, I know he's an actor, but like, you know, he's in a lot of other stuff too. Like he's involved in a lot of other stuff. I mean, he's not as controversial as LeBron. I think the thing with LeBron is people that don't like him
don't hear from him,
are either sick of him, you know, still being relevant for so long. I mean, he's since 16, 15 years old. I mean, from ESPN, I remember the magazine, The Chosen One, and till now, he's still relevant. He's still good. And I think that's what people don't like. He's not slowing down. I mean, yeah, he's getting a little slower, but he's not slowing down at the rate people want him to. And he's being more vocal about it, and good for him. I mean, he's getting older, he's learning more. I mean, he's using his platform for what he wants, and until he says something that's just downright outrageous or offensive to somebody or racist or pulls a Kanye, I mean, you either like him or you don't like what he say, but you can't be pitchforking for his head or something like that. So I support LeBron. I do. He ain't perfect, but I support him.
So moving forward here a little bit. Well, not moving forward, just kind of talking about the same thing. Even though LeBron made that statement to the reporters, he didn't make a statement on the photo itself.
Right.
So we still don't know. I mean, we can assume and whatever, but allude to, but we still don't know his actual feelings about the photo.
Right. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's one of those developing stories, and it's, you know, it's more. We'll find out more information as things goes on. And obviously, Jerry Jones, I feel like he didn't even know about the photo. He's probably like, that's me? Like, what the hell? Who the fuck? This is obviously a deep fake video that somebody... I would deny it. I'd be like, that's not me. I mean, he looked like me, but that's not me.
Jones stated that he was not taking part in the demonstration, but he went there out of curiosity. Although his football coach at the time had told him and his teammates to stay away. Jones also said he wishes he had done more to help black students feel more accepted in Little Rock.
I wish he probably had some sunglasses on. That would have saved him. That's what I'm saying. Listen, always keep yourself a pair of shades just in case you in somebody's background and you photobombing and hey, wait a minute, weren't you supposed to be at work? Like, no, that wasn't me. I had sunglasses on.
So this is the kind of, not to cut you off, but the statement that Jerry Jones said about in response to LeBron James's comments was this: certainly he has influence, and just because of all the above, his accomplishments, how he's utilized his sport and how he's utilized his platform, how we have done it, he has enhanced basketball, has made a lot of people a lot of money. I hope I have too.
Right.
Yeah, that's his statement.
Okay. I don't think he wrote it, but okay. He definitely didn't write that. Yeah, I mean,
and that he is still a big fan of the Lakers star.
Yeah, I mean, he's the owner of Dallas. He's always going to have to take the high road. He's always going to have to apologize, you know, and that's it. Like Jerry Jones, I mean, he get where he was being silly, you know what I mean? I mean, he had the oil, you know, it's Texas where you can do whatever, I guess. I mean, LeBron should buy his, you know, if you want to get back at somebody, buy a NFL team. Buy the Lions, please. Please buy the Lions, LeBron. I'm praying, buy the Lions.
You know,
LeBron.
Buying him doesn't make him better, right?
Yeah, but you can beat their team and be like, yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just put it out there. Yeah, I don't want you to get your hopes up too high. I mean, I know they're doing decently this year, but
Lions, man.
I mean,
Tough.
decent.
Go blue though. Go blue.
I'm just saying, decent for the Lions is like winning 3 games. So
That's true. All right, fair enough. Get off my line. So moving on.
Yes, moving on.
So speaking of
Brittany Griner.
ballers.
Yes.
Speaking of ballers, Brittany Griner. Obviously, this is breaking news today, so a lot of stuff is still developing. So take it for what it's worth. As of today, was released from the gulag. Wasn't brought back at the buy station. Didn't win her match.
Gulag is a Russian prison.
Yeah, gulag is a Russian prison. In case you don't know, that just sounds terrible. Like I don't care what language you speak, but anybody say, "Hey man, where you at?" "Oh, I'm at the gulag." Like, whoa, what'd you do? Like that's a terrible sounding name, and it should be because it's a prison. But Brittany Griner was released today in exchange for the so-called Merchant of Death, Victor Bout, which I don't even know who the hell this guy is, but apparently he was a arms dealer, a notorious arms. We put notorious in front of things. Like, oh, that guy was really bad. Notorious arms dealer that was convicted of obviously selling guns, which the U.S. does to everybody anyway. So, in 2011, by a New York jury, on 4 counts that include conspiring to kill Americans. Well, see, that's the issue. And sentenced to 25 years. So, Russia, as we know, they're in a war right now with Ukraine. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know much about this Victor guy, but that was the trade.
So to tell you a little bit about who Victor Bout is.
Okay.
Bout, a former Soviet military translator turned international arms dealer.
International arms dealer. Like Carmen Sandiego.
This is according to CBS News. Had been in prison for more than a decade after he was lured to Thailand in a DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, sting operation that spanned 3 continents.
Damn, he was lured to Thailand?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Yeah, I know, right?
Come on, to
You're so
Thailand.
bad, we had to lure you to a whole country.
Yeah.
Victor Bout, in my eyes, is one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth. Michael Braun, the former chief of operations for the U.S. DEA, told 60
Damn, you think
Minutes in
Osama bin Laden
2010.
is rolling in his grave right now? Like,
Bout, the son of a bookkeeper and auto mechanic, was conscripted into the Soviet Army when he was 18 years old after playing competitive volleyball as a teenager, according to a New Yorker profile.
well, see, there's a problem.
Yeah, no,
He played competitive volleyball as a teenager.
Published in 2012, he served for 2 years in an infantry brigade in Western Ukraine, then applied to the Military Institute of Foreign Languages in Moscow, where he studied Portuguese. Bout insisted to the New Yorker that he was never a spy, but others, including his former business partner and a former CIA officer, said he had once worked for the GRU, the Soviet Foreign Military Intelligence Agency.
I don't know what that is, but So this guy's pretty much a modern-day Jason Bourne.
Pretty much. In 1995, when he was 28, he began spending time at the cargo hangars at Sharjah's International Airport.
He been hanging out at the military hangars for some reason?
in the UAE, United Arab Emirates. Eventually launching his cargo line, Aircess, with a small fleet of Russian planes that deliver goods to Africa and, of course, Afghanistan.
Damn. All right, so... Yeah, he's not the best guy.
It says that he helped fuel civil wars across the world by supplying more sophisticated weapons, sometimes to both sides of the bloody conflicts. He stated, "If I didn't do it, someone else would."
Yeah, honestly, this is literally... I mean, I don't know if the movie War Dogs was based off of him, but this is literally the plot for War Dogs. I mean, people need guns. We don't necessarily need guns. Probably more guns in the world than people. But, you had a war, man. Somebody got to sell guns. What are we going to do? Throw sticks at them? That's how you lose. So, obviously, it's frowned upon. I'm sure by the losing side was just very upset. Like, who you get your guns from? We got it from Victor. Like, yeah, he didn't answer us.
Wait, how much did he charge you? Oh, he only charged us $1,000 a gun. Oh, he charged us $700 a gun.
No, right?
Oh,
honestly,
that's to Victor.
That's the real reason why this guy is so notorious, because he was undercutting the United States prices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How much that M16 cost? $200. Like, oh, Victor, I know a guy Victor get it for 150. Next thing you know, you're on the most wanted list. But obviously, this is it's a trade. I mean, either.
There's no perfect trades.
Yeah,
I get that.
There's always gonna be a loser in a trade.
I get that. There's no perfect trades, but I told you this before filming. Do I agree with the trade? Not 100%. I agree with anyone being released, especially from a Russian prison, because a gulag is horrible. I mean, American prisons are horrible enough.
Is it though? I feel like I've never seen the inside of a gulag. To be honest with you, they could be eating good in there. I don't know.
No. Everyone who comes out, you're lucky if you make it like 5 years after you get out of one. So
Okay,
I'm
fair
just
enough.
saying.
All right.
I'm just putting it out there. But so I'm
Like
for
Stranger
anyone who
Things.
gets out of there, I'm glad for for all that. And right now, because we have Americans fighting in Ukraine, we actually have now more American servicemen, or not servicemen, Americans being held in Russia.
Wow.
Not just Whelan. Whelan though is the most known one because
That's the military guy, right?
yes, he was a former Marine who was
Okay.
detained and then tried as a spy, pretty much over there. So they think he's a spy.
I feel like if he was a spy, they would have killed him.
No, because
don't
they
think so?
can still, because look what they did with this one. They held on to Griner long enough till the U.S. said, you know what, that's enough. We'll give you the guy you want.
All right, time's up. That's enough.
Here's the guy you want. It was too much of an uproar here. Here's the guy you want. The
Okay.
thing is, with Whelan is I don't think enough of an uproar is being made.
Right. Well, but also though, it's kind of like a double-edged sword because with Whelan, I didn't even know who that guy was until Brittany Griner was in Russia.
But see,
So it's brought attention to him, unfortunately, because of someone else getting in trouble over there. But I wouldn't be surprised if he got out soon.
he's not getting out soon. But the thing is, and that's what kind of people who watch the news knew about Whelan. They've known about William for years, and also, of course, his story was made larger when the North Korea released. I forgot the guy's name. When North Korea did the prison swap, the Whelan story came up, and
It's so funny to me, prisoner swap.
Yeah.
You fucked up, but you lucky your country loves you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Come on.
But every time there's a prisoner swap, his story comes up.
Okay.
So it's not that he's not talked about or made or uproar is being made. It's just not enough pressure. I don't think is being applied to the right people.
And he's been there for 7 years.
7 or 8 years, I believe.
Right. So he's been there for 7 or 8 years, and it's like there's been plenty of administrations since then. You have obviously the Biden administration now. You have Trump administration then, and Obama before that. And it's like if they, I don't know. I just feel like if something could be done, it would have been done. And I hate that people blame the administration for something that's out of their control in another country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? I mean, I know, and the thing is, like, I've been reading like Facebook posts, and I try not to say anything. I don't try to get political, but it's like people are outraged because Brittany Griner got out, and then they bring up the Victor guy as if they knew who the hell he was in the first place. I've never heard of him in my life.
Well,
he's looking for reasons.
He was brought up years at the very beginning. He was brought up because Russia said at the very beginning, if you want her, this is who we want.
Right. So
they never backed off. Neither side backed off of what they wanted.
Right. And you also have to understand, and other people do, and I read this. Someone else pointed this out to me. Like, the Marine is he's U.S. military. He has experience. He's more valuable to Russia than Brittany Griner. You got to think, U.S. American citizen or an American citizen that's in the military. Like, which one do you know?
But
which one holds more value?
Well, this American citizen got them Victor Bout, so I guess the argument could be made of who's more valuable. Because right now, Williams is sitting there, and we don't really have anyone else.
Yeah, we don't have any like Russian weed dealers in America. It's like, damn, who we got to trade? Well, we got Victor.
So unless they're holding out for whatever happens in Ukraine, and we capture someone there, and they send them to us, there's really not someone waiting in the wing.
I think honestly,
to trade out for.
I think that would be a great plan. Send Ukraine in there to get what's his last name again?
Oh, Whelan.
Get Whelan out, send Ukraine, or we start a GoFundMe or something. I don't know.
But I think there's a big disconnect because and this is what we always talk about here. Mm-hmm. My age group, and there's not much difference, but still enough of difference. My
Decades
age group,
apart.
We will watch news and we'll see what's going on, because that's just not how we were raised. But it's just once you get to a certain point, it's like, okay, I won't need to know what's going on in my neighborhood, blah blah blah.
Right.
But most people now, including myself, get their news from their phones and other things.
Right.
So if these stories aren't on what they watch or look at, they're not going to see the stories, and that needs to change.
Fair enough.
That's something that needs to change.
Well, I'm happy for her. I mean, like, it's one thing being, and I'm not discrediting the other guy at all. Like, yeah, I would love to have him back as well. But it's one thing having actual like military experience and being locked up somewhere, a prisoner of war, or or just in a bad situation versus a WNBA player who probably can't even shoot a gun. Like it's different people, different circumstances, and obviously the crimes. What did he do? He was accused of being a spy. I don't know if that's true or not. But if he isn't, then yeah, let's get him back. If he is a spy, then what?
I mean, he's still an American citizen at the end of the day.
That's
but
true.
I don't think he was a spy just because he was dishonorably discharged. Well, not dishonorably, other than honorable discharge.
Okay.
And his age plays a factor to it too.
How old is he?
He's up there. I think he's in his 60s now.
I feel like if I was in Russia for 7 years in prison, like I speak Russian, I'd start a family. Like.
Oh yeah.
I know he's in prison, but I'm saying I'm Russian now.
Family with Boris.
Yeah, I'm joining the KGB.
He's gonna join. He's gonna start a family with Boris.
Listen,
so Boris,
Victor,
he's expecting your calls.
Victor, and Putin. We probably play in some type of softball league or some type of wrestling league. No, I'm kidding, man. Yeah, that's a terrible situation. But progress takes time.
I will say that I am glad that she was released. I am not a fan of the trade, but I'm glad that something could be done to get an American home. I just wish that more Americans. I just wish that we would have got more Americans released for the trade.
Yeah, that's okay. We will. I think we will. I mean, this is a start, right?
Yeah.
We just need to we just find some Russian here that does something bad, and maybe.
All right, we're gonna make you the head of Black Ops. So
head of Black Ops, I got it.
That's all you.
Head of Black Ops, I got it. So congrats to her.
Yeah.
But I know people are happy. I know some people are pissed. Or excuse me, I know some people are happy. I know some people are upset. But whatever. I mean, nobody died. That's all that matters, right? No one was killed. No one was.
So far, Whelan's still alive, which is a plus, and the other Americans who are not named are, as far as we know, still alive. So then that's a plus. But we do need to.
And I was going to say,
we do need to smack the back of the hand and say, look, you did a good thing, but you could have did more.
And word of advice, I mean, we learned this from Ozzy when we did an interview with him. Don't go to another country and not know their laws, right? Because once you locked up abroad, it's a wrap.
It really is.
We get locked up. Yeah. Ain't nobody saving us.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm like, I accept it. Whatever.
You were former military? Oh, yeah. You're really not getting released.
Russia, listen, I get locked up in Russia. You gonna see me in the Russian front line shooting.
I am not going to Russia. There's a few countries in the world I'm not going to, and Russia is at the top of that list. I'm telling you that right now.
Cambodia.
Before the whole Britney thing started, Russia was at the top of that list. Actually, Russia, Congo. I'm not going to the Congo. Heck no.
You got against the Congo, man. That's King Kong's homeland.
No, man. If you go to Congo, you'll be lucky if you make it out.
I know. Sometimes I'd be scared to go to some African countries because I'm black and they might think I'm from there and they might kidnap me or I won't be able to leave.
Yeah, I bet you're going to say you're Eritrean when you're there, huh?
No, I say...
Yeah, I'm American.
I'm Russian. I'm a black Russian. I'm the first to ever have that title. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I bet so.
So what we want to do next, I'll probably take a quick break and then we want to bring on some of our guests from the smoke shop who are about to earn a raise real quick.
And make sure that you go and visit them here at Vibez too.